Welcome to session 5. The topic of today's discussion is buffers for investigation. So, learners, at the end of this session, you will be in a position to answer what is a buffer, how a buffer is prepared, why do we need buffers, what buffers can do. All these things you will be able to answer. So a buffer is a solution that resists change in pH. So when you prepare a buffer solution, even if you add any acid or base, to some extent this buffer will never allow to change the pH of that particular solution. So this is why most of the enzymatic reactions are sensitive. Most of the enzymatic reactions or many of the bioassays, they are sensitive to pH when we carry out the in vitro assays. So that is why they are prepared in pH. That is why they are prepared by using buffer solutions. Typically, a mixture of the acid and base form of a chemical can be adjusted to a particular pH value. It can be adjusted to any of the pH between 1 and 14. Why do we use them? Enzyme reactions and cell functions have optimum pH for performance. Important, anytime the structure and or activity of a biological material must be maintained. So most of the biological reactions are sensitive to pH, and they occur at that particular pH. So this is why buffers are very important. How buffer works? The equilibrium between an acid and base. Example, acetate buffer, CH3COOH, it dissociates into CH3COO minus plus H plus ions. If more H plus is added to this solution, it simply shifts the equilibrium to the left. If acid is added to this particular thing, and it shifts towards CH3COO minus, and if H plus and absorbing to the left, absorbing H plus, so that the H plus remains unchanged. If H plus is removed by adding OH minus, then the equilibrium shift towards the right, releasing H plus to keep the pH constant. Limits to the working range of a buffer. Consider the previous example, CH3COOH, which dissociates into CH3CO minus plus H plus. If too much H plus is added, the equilibrium is shifted all the way to the left, and there is no longer any more CH3COO to absorb H plus. At that point, the solution no longer resists change in pH. It is useless as a buffer. A similar argument applies to the upper end of the working range. Chemistry of buffers, Ka, which is equal to equilibrium constant for H plus transfer, and also described as the dissociation constant, the tendency of an acid to dissociate. So Ka is equal to A minus into hydrogen ion concentration divided by concentration of A into H, which is equal to base into hydrogen ion concentration by acid. Weak acids have low values and contributes few hydrogen ions. Because we are usually dealing with very small concentrations, log values are used. The log constant is equal to pKa is equal to negative logarithm of Ka. The chemistry of buffers. First, rearrange the equation and solve for hydrogen ion concentration. So H plus hydrogen ion concentration is equal to Ka into acid by base. Then take the log of both sides. We get log to the base 10. Hydrogen ion concentration is equal to log to the base 10 Ka plus log to the base 10 acid, concentration of acid by concentration of base. Hence pH is equal to minus pKa plus log acid, concentration of acid by concentration of base. When we multiply both sides by minus 1 to get the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, which is very important, pH, which defines pH is equal to pKa minus log to the base 10 as concentration of acid by concentration of the base. So why buffers are important? Cell functions in a narrow range of pH, so do many enzymes. That helps you to digest food, make energy, and relay signals between the nerve cells. Otherwise, they will stop doing the work you need them to do. To make sure that this does not happen, buffers are found in biologically relevant solutions. Biological buffers can also be the buffer systems that help maintain a steady pH around the physiological pH. When conducting experiments with individual components of cells or individual proteins, scientists must take into account the buffer they use. Without a good buffer, the activity of the compound they want to study may decrease. For example, if a researcher or a scientist is working with a protein that functions in the brain at a pH of 7.4, but the scientist uses a buffer of pH 8, then the protein will not function optimally. So this is the importance of buffers. Why many when you are working with proteins or enzymes or receptors or antibodies, the physiological pH is very important, and even in vitro experiments we have to maintain this pH by using buffer solutions. This way the scientist can observe the protein functioning in an environment similar to its natural environment. A biological buffer is an organic substance that has a neutralizing effect on hydrogen ions. In this way, a biological buffer helps maintain the body at correct pH so that biochemical processes continue to run optimally. Most buffers consist of a weak acid and weak base. They help maintain a given pH even after the addition of an acid or a base. For example, blood contains a carbonic acid H2CO3 minus, a bicarbonate, and HCO3 minus buffer system. In this system, the weak acid dissociates to a small extent, giving bicarbonate ions. These ions are capable of binding extra hydrogen ions floating around the blood. This reforms the weak acid and reduces the amount of H plus ions in the solution. So there are many such examples, like we have HIPIS buffer. This is used to maintain the steady pH between 6.8 and 8.2. Bicarbonate buffer. The maintenance of blood pH is regulated via the bicarbonate buffer. And the phosphate buffer, which we use widely in molecular biology. Protein buffer and hemoglobin buffer. The respiratory pigment present in blood. Hemoglobin also has buffering action within the tissues. It has an ability to bind with either protons or oxygens at a given point of time. Binding of one releases the other. In hemoglobin, the binding of protons occurs in the globin protein, whereas oxygen binding occurs at the iron of the heme portion. At the time of exercise, protons are generated in excess. Hemoglobin helps in the buffering action by binding these protons and simultaneously releasing molecular oxygen. So with this,